Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliot. This is Everything Elliot. Behind me here is a Baumalight mini skid steer, and I've got a power rake attachment on it. Now, I don't own this power rake attachment. It was lent to me by Adam from Hometown Acres. If you guys have never seen his channel, check it out. He owns this thing for his Baumalight. He was passing through. I said, hey, I need a power rake. Can you drop it off? He said, sure, no problem. Adam's a nice guy like that. Your next question, if you follow my channel, you'll say, Elliot, why do you have a power rake on your mini skid steer when you own a full-size skid steer? Well, the answer to that is pretty simple. My skid steer is out of commission. See these drive rollers right here, or drive, I don't even know what they're called. Nubs, drive nubs. That's what goes in here and the skid steer can move. Well, if you'll notice, they're all missing right there. So this skid steer is out of commission until I get new tracks. I got them on order from Conequip Parts, but they're not here. I can't use them, but the tracks aren't here yet. Oh, here you go. Here's a good example. I caught a few of them. Dry rotted out, ripped right off. So we've got a huge job at hand for this machine. Obviously, my full-size skid steer would be better, but I am in a time crunch. My son's birthday party is in 1 month. It hasn't rained here much. I need to get grass down on this pond bank because for his birthday party, I do a slip and slide into the yard. We did it last year. It was a huge hit with the kids. But this is like slipping mud. So if you have been following along, I tore up my entire yard next to my shop to lower the grade over here because I was having a water issue in my shop. And I've been a busy little bee. You guys can see I got some stone laid out. It didn't, I know I'm a liar. I just said it didn't rain, but it rained yesterday a little bit. I got some stone in here and we need to get more stone in here. But for now, that is on pause. This is gonna be the new wood yard. We need to get this prepped for grass seed. Hopefully gonna be doing that with this Harley rake. So this is a WIFO Harley rake. Well, Harley is like a brand name. So this is a WIFO Power Rake. Basically how it works is this drum spins, it's got some nubs on it, churns up the dirt, should loosen it up, and it should level it out. Again, this would be way better with a 6 foot or 7 foot wide one on my big skid steer, but we're using what we got. Also, another disclaimer, I have never used a Harley rake on a mini skid steer, so there might be a little bit of a learning curve. Big skid steers, they're not bad because you've got a long track and things run pretty smooth. This thing with the short track base might be bouncing around. Hopefully by the end of this video, I've got a hang of it, but we need to jump into it. I need to rock and roll because I have limited time today. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we got the first couple passes done, and I'm learning. It's not the easiest, but it's getting the job done. And I think a lot of the problem is this is such hard pack because it hasn't rained in so long that it's difficult. But I think now that once we're starting to tear things up, it should start having some material that it can start spreading. I'm gonna go do in front of the shop now, or I guess we'd call that behind the shop. I'm gonna do it in sections. I'm gonna do behind the pond first, and then we'll go over on the side of the shop. So for right now, we're just gonna break all this stuff up, get it, you know, start to smooth it out, I guess you could say. So I'm learning more and more as we do this. It is much easier to do this going in reverse on this machine because I can't see the front. It's so far ahead of the operator station. I can't see how much material's in there, what it's grabbing, stuff like that. When it's going in reverse, I can see the material. So although it is difficult then to, you know, turn around, stare behind you, but we're doing all right. And things are starting to really loosen up here. So I'm gonna start doing a diagonal pattern. And this is obviously taking longer because I'm using a mini skid steer, but like I said before, we're using what we got. So I'm gonna start diagonal patterns. Hopefully that loosens things up even more, and we're gonna start getting things smoothed out here. Hopefully glass smooth. That's the plan at least. We'll see though, we'll see. All right, we're learning as we're going here. Things are going well. Now what I'm running into is, now that we're getting this really powdery stuff, I'm having trouble keeping traction. I think if we were on flat ground, it wouldn't be an issue, but it's a pond bank. It's probably tough to tell, but that's the slope right there. So the machine doesn't like going on that angle. It wants to drive its own way. However, my son is up from nap, so that is all I'm going to do for right now. We are going to be back out here tonight in the dark doing that because I need to get this done. I've been lollygagging for too long, and this is what I get, a rush. Things are really starting to shape up here. I'm really happy with the way things are turning out. We have a lot of rocks in here though. This doesn't really have enough big enough sides on it, you know, that's like 6-inch sides on it to really grab those rocks, hold them, so it just kind of spreads them around. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is hook the York rake up to the tractor and drag that to pick up all the rocks to try to get them in one location. That'll also help get rid of, you know, some of these like windrows that I've created. But yeah, it's working out really well, and the final product is really starting to shape up. I've discovered that once we are in this fine material like this, going forward works just fine. However, when we need to initially do the breakup, which we're about to start over here, I don't know if we're gonna, yeah, this is more important than the back. So we're gonna start over here. I'm gonna move the tractor, I'm gonna move the mini excavator. Since I'm moving the tractor, I might as well move the trailer. And we're gonna have to do all this in reverse to break it all up first, and then we can start going in forward and really start working on it. But it is working well for what it is. It's time consuming, don't get me wrong. It is only 4 feet wide. It is time consuming, but it does work well. You know, I don't know what more to say. I guess if it was topsoil, it would probably work a lot better, but we're getting into, you know, this is clay. This is all clay we're digging up here. You can see, here's some wet stuff. Yeah, that's clay. I'm interested to see what happens when we get into those puddles here, but first things first, let's get the excavator, tractor, and trailer moved. I think if I were to do this all over again, if I was going to use the mini skid with the Harley rake, I think I would get my tractor with the rototiller out first, really break up this clay, and then come in with the Harley rake, because it is very taxing on this Harley rake to break up all this clay. But we're committed now. We're going to finish the job. Things I've learned in the past 15 minutes: don't say anything on camera that you are not 100% sure of, because what worked back here on the pond bank is not working right here. It actually worked better going forward, breaking it up down here. I don't know if it's because it's level and the pond bank is really not level, but here we are, making a fool out of myself. All right, I've had just about enough of getting beat up on this thing as I can handle for one day. It is filthy. We're gonna park it. It's getting really dark, which means the filming is going to get poor. What I'm gonna do now is, I've got like the important part done, where I really need to get grass down. So I'm gonna go grab the York rake on the tractor, and I'm just gonna York rake all these rocks that are out here. But it is looking quite swell. And since it is getting dark, I probably won't film. I don't know. By the time that I go get the York rake out of the woods, get it hooked up, it's gonna be dark. And I've got to work for the next 3 days, so I'm probably only going to be out here at night. I am going to rent a hydro seeder, I think, at this point, on probably Monday. Today is Thursday night. I'm hoping to rent a hydro seeder on Monday and get this thing entirely hydro seeded on Monday. I burned that midnight oil. I said I wouldn't record, but why not, right? It's just SD card space. I've done a couple laps, and it's doing all right. It's picking up the rocks, smoothing things out a bit. But it's also dark, so I can't really tell. I guess the true tale will be told in the morning when the sun comes up. Tell you what, it's super difficult to tell what this looks like at night. So I'm hoping in the morning it'll look really good. We got everything over there done and everything over to here done. All the major stuff's been picked out. There's a couple rocks here and there, but nothing we can't really deal with. And I think since I'm out here already, I got that spot in the woods way over there that's just an absolute mess. And it needs to get done, and I need to stop procrastinating, so I might as well just jump back on the Harley rake and get to it. I know I don't have my mic on, so I don't even know if you can hear me, but we're trying. Well, if I'm being completely honest, the Baumalight doesn't have nearly enough lighting to actually see what I'm doing. I can tell I'm doing something, but I have no idea what that is. So we're gonna call it a night. Get while the getting's good, I guess. So we'll be back out here tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll remember my mic this time. All right, well, I just got home from work, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. So I do have to go around and pick up some rocks that I missed. You know, there's one there, there's a stick there, a rock there, a rock there. So I am happy with the way it turned out, but since I did just get home from work, I've got about 30 minutes until the sun goes down, and I've got some more work to do. I'm pretty happy with this pond bank area here, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with the area next to the shop. This turned out equally good. It seemed where the rake picked up, it dropped some of the rocks, but that's no big deal. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, and it's nice and soft. This should make for some good planting. So here's the thing, I've got 2 things left I need to do. That far back corner, let's actually go look at that real quick. All right, so not terrible for doing it in the pitch black. Yeah, honestly, for doing it in the pitch black, it doesn't really look that bad. Oh, look at that. This is where my track blew apart. I was using it over here. Here's all the pieces, they just kind of fell right off. There they all are. Yeah, that's no good. But yeah, this area is turning out pretty swell. I'm gonna come in here, button this up. And the last thing we need to do is this trench that I dug here for my shop drain. So I put a new shop drain exit in, and we're gonna level this all out, smooth it out. That way I can throw some seed down. Well guys, that's gonna be it for this one, the Baumalight with the WIFO Power Rake. It was a lengthy process, but honestly it exceeded my expectations. It worked well, especially once I figured out what I was doing. The only consideration this thing has for being so small is when you're working on a slope such as this. If you're like side hilling it, the machine wants to walk with the power rake. So if the power rake is tilted, the power rake will kind of like pull the machine around. On a bigger machine that doesn't happen, but that's really my only complaint, if I'm being honest. Since this is here for the next 2 weeks, I do have some other projects for it, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to see more of this thing rocking and rolling. And in an upcoming video, we are going to seed all of this. It is going to be a daunting process, but you are not going to want to miss it. I guarantee it. Until the next video, I hope you guys have a great day. And do me a favor, share this video with somebody that might enjoy it. I'll see you on the next one.